Okay, so today is Monday. It was a bank holiday today in the UK, so automatically I'm going to use and did use less size. So the maximum contract size I was using for any trade idea was one contract, and even if it was A plus, I'm not using more than that because the conditions and probability are already skewed from the day. So I made three trades today, 2 losses, 1 win, and about break even. Actually, what actually is the... Okay, -$6. So chill, keeping losses small, and just from the proven model, 1 win, 2 losses, break even. That's... I could have maybe made money off of 1 win and 2 losses, but it's fine. I'm perfectly happy with the day and had good habits, and I didn't break any of my rules. So I want to clear some of this so it's easier to see, but I'll just go over what I saw. These two white lines, so the vertical ones, this one is London Open, this is New York Open, so my AM and PM sessions. It's annoying Topstep doesn't have a replay mode so I can go back in time, but I'll just try and explain my trade idea, and yeah, I'll see if I can... if I can just... How am I going to do this? I'll just go over it, and in the future I'll work out a way that it's more clear. But for now, I just want to journal it and make sure it's posted. So coming into the day, if you just look at this is before market open here. So this is what we got to work with. I like these buy side levels. We were trending upwards. I wanted to maybe see a sweep of liquidity before seeing higher prices, but we didn't get that. It was just a straight up move. Swipe this buy side level here. This on a bigger time frame, well, there was an SMT here and here. So we're very bearish. So I was looking for shorts. And this is where I think I made the mistake originally, because once the objective gets taken and we swipe this buy side level, this all is just noise and chop and accumulation for for this move here. So this is all just generating all low resistance liquidity. Notice how no low was taken here. It's all just generating liquidity. So I was just a bit early to this. One thing to note about, well, actually I'll go with the first trade and talk about the second one. So had an SMT in a bigger time frame, swipe buy side liquidity, push down, another SMT internally, saw this big push down. I was like, right, market structure shift. This is where we're going to look to take shorts. Now, interestingly enough, if I were to put the stops at the high, both of these trades would have worked out in my favor. The thing I don't like about doing that, though, is there's too much risk for me. And also, if this fair value gap gets disrespected like this, I expect to see these highs. So there's no reason for me to have my stop loss up here when the trade idea gets invalidated anyway from this fair value gap being disrespected. So I'm happy with these losses. These are losses you want to be taking. If I would have had a looser stop, say, and it was up here, and this trade worked out, that's just going to give me bad habits for the future, because I shouldn't be risking this much extra purely on the basis of the ideas your idea shouldn't have worked in the first place. So for example, we have a fair value gap here, and we're bearish. That's the high. And say we're coming up to the fair value gap. Actually, let's just make this a bit higher here. So price did something like this, bang, fair value gap. Okay, coming back into the fair value gap. This is where I'm looking for a model, right? Do something, maybe swipe internal, then head lower. If this gets disrespected, and we just push straight through it like this, in my head, we're going to this high now, because the draw on liquidity gets shifted to this, as we've ran this imbalance, which I expect to reject off. So there's no reason having this space here. This is all going to be an area which I don't expect to hold. There's no reason for this area to hold when we have buy side so close, and we've just ran this fair value gap, which is an area we expect to reject. If anything, I expect this to act as inverse to then bounce up and hit buy side, if anything. So I'm perfectly fine with getting stopped out on those trades. So yeah, microstructure shift, we come back, I enter first when we tap the fair value gap, and I have my stop, I think, here. And I'm noticing as we're going up, we're just generating low resistance liquidity. I get stopped out. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to give it a minute. Is price ready to drop, or, was it a stop raid? I considered it a stop raid, seeing as we closed above this fair value gap and then closed directly below it again, and stopping out all these traders here. And we came down and didn't take out these equal lows. So I like this. I waited for a pullback. There was a 15-second fair value gap here. Entered again. Put my stop at the high. And pretty much got stopped out pretty quickly here. And again, if I would have put a bigger stop, it would have worked out in my favor. But I'm perfectly happy with this loss. This was a good habit loss. Did I apply good risk? Yes, I applied great risk. This trade was a 1 to nearly 4. That's a great risk. Did I apply good habits? Yes, I used one contract. I knew it was a no news Monday. It was a bank holiday. I didn't use full size, so in terms of everything I need to be doing for a good trade, it was fine. And what's important is it's not if you win or lose that's important. It's the risk and the psychology you use. Hence, when I get into it, the trade I took in the PM session wiped out both of these losses because I applied good risk and good psychology. So when you win big. When you lose small. Notice how I get stopped out pretty quickly if I'm wrong. Like, it's not like we come down, I nearly hit my PT. No, it's either I'm wrong or I'm right pretty quickly. And that's what I like. That's my style of trading. I don't like to be waiting. I don't like the uncertainty. So then after this happened, I stepped away from the charts, which was another good habit. I didn't want to give back any more money. I was like, okay, price isn't ready yet. I'm just going to let it do its thing. So then we come down, swipe this low resistance, swipe these equal lows and this level, which would have been some targets anyway, but that's chill. And then I think I stepped away here and I came back for the PM session. Let's just see if there was an entry to catch this move. I don't believe there was yet because we created equal highs up here. So I don't really like any of this. Big drop, and then where did I come into the market? Around here. I've got lots of notes to cover as well. Buy side swept SMT. Was there a trade here? Let's have a look. Buy side swept SMT. Nope, I don't like anything in there, and there's still something on the 15-second. Buy side SMT. Prime example here. We have a fair value gap. This is where you'd expect the price to reject. Doesn't reject, bums straight through it. Doesn't take out buy side. This is really bad. It's a really, really bad short if you take this, because if anything, this fair value gap should hold bullish because we've just disrespected it. So now it should turn inverse. So already that's against your trade idea. We haven't swiped this buy side level. So we've come up. Yes, like people are going to say like, oh, it's OTE or whatever. That's literal bullshit. This move is rebalanced. It's done everything that you'd think it would need to do. This is literally just a move. There's nothing here which is to trade. You could maybe, once you get big displacement through this level, then you could be like, okay, yo, there might be a trade, but again, I don't see anything I like. But, not mad about not catching that. That's chill. Didn't have any FOMO, just observed, didn't like anything there. Then when I saw this 15-minute and daily got completely disrespected, so I'm like, okay, yo, now we're going to sell. Have my sell side levels drawn on. I know we're moving pretty quick the market was moving pretty fast, so I was like, yo, I need to catch something. Initially drew out this 5 minute and this 1 minute that was nestled into the 5 minute, expecting maybe a pullback. Never got it. Then this was actually a pretty nice trade. It was a bit of a sniper because, you know, I was concentrating on this area and I saw this 5 minute open up. And notice how close we are to this sell side level here. So I was like, okay, we might just sell off to this. So we came up to the 5 minute. Normally I would have a trade just like this to tag it. And maybe I'll do something like, I don't know, I'd give it some room. But I didn't like that purely because we had an area above which I expected to reject. So I didn't want to rush it and enter too soon. So I waited. Saw the rejection of the 5 minute and the sweep of liquidity. I zoomed into the 15 second. So we had a 5 minute fair value gap which we're touching, swiped this liquidity. So that's the first thing I need, liquidity sweep, bouncing off a bigger time frame fair value gap. I was like, okay, right, ready to sell. This imbalance got ran through, so I expect this to be an inverse. This is a model inside of a bigger 5 minute model, inside of a bigger sell model down here. So once I got the confirmation, we want to go lower with that inverse. I took a stab short. I think I got filled. I must have got filled here. Oh. And my take profit one was there. Second one was there. And then third one. Why the fuck can I not? And then third one was like this. Now the problem, which is annoying, which I've written over here on my notes somewhere, is that because I need to this is good that I'm going over this because I need to not do this next time. Because I was using one contract, because of the conditions, I couldn't scale, so I had to take everything off at this level. And I think what I ended up doing is I was like, fuck, like that is, you know, in terms of risk, it's not bad. It's a 1 to 2, but it wasn't enough for me. And it's not in terms of money, it's more in terms of the move needs to be capitalized on. There's no point me just going from here, having this small move when I'm using a whole 5 minute time frame model where there's no reason for me to be taking off at this low when we have this sell side level below us. There's literally no point. So I think I might have added a few contracts maybe at this line. I'm not sure why the line's there, but I think I might have added a few more once I got the confirmation. And then took off everything at this level here after this first take profit was done. I was hit. So yeah, and this is why having good risk and good psychology is going to make you more money than the actual model itself. Those two I got stopped out pretty quickly, the first two trades. Now this trade wins very quickly, speedy, efficiently, with extremely good risk. I want to see if, yeah, so I had these levels marked out. What happened in the overnight session? Yeah, that's a good point I need to go over actually. On a normal day, say this was tomorrow, I would be using full size, so I'd be using, say, 3 or 4 contracts here, and or maybe I'd use 2, and then 2, and then I'd scale out as well, so I'd take profit here, and take profit here, whereas, you know, today, with these conditions, I use low size, but that's completely fine, it's a good habit, I don't care about money, I care about building the good habits. Okay, so we covered that. Took off our position in one can't take partials, yep. And obviously swipe this liquidity. I also do my draw on liquidity for tomorrow. One thing I do want to go over, which is really fucking scuffed, which people need to watch out for, is the difference between, let's just clear this, the difference between TradingView and say Topstep in terms of the chart. If I pull it up, NQ, I think it was NQ. Or maybe it's ES. Oh yeah, it's ES. Okay, look how fucked this is. Okay, ES takes this high at 2. That's what I've got written here. Equal highs taken on, but taken on TradingView. But on Topstep, this high formed equal highs. So if you're trading ICT and you see these equal highs, you're like, yo, I can't take a short because there's equal highs above me. Whereas everyone on TradingView is like, yo, this buy side level just got swiped. We're about to fucking dump. And guess what? It turns out that it wasn't equal highs and it did dump. Maybe it is equal highs. You know, for some people, I guess it's perspective, but you don't want to have perspective in trading charts. You want to have an objective, was that level taken or not? Another thing I saw was, was it here? I think it was somewhere around here. Let's have a look. 12:45. $140. Where was it? There was another one which I was like, what the fuck, that should definitely not be like that. I think it's around here. What's this? 2. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. I can't really. I'll have to. Fuck it, I'll find it. It's gonna piss me off otherwise. If I just. If I mean, let's go side by side, I could probably do it. Actually, yo, fuck that. Okay, basically, there was another one of those where TradingView had taken it, or Topstep had taken it, and the other one hadn't, and I was like, which one is it? Because realistically, fucking loads of people are using TradingView. I think more than Topstep. I need to look into that, but I assume more than Topstep. So if there was going to be manipulation in one direction, it would be the TradingView direction, purely because there's more liquidity there. Which is why I had this written down as equal highs / taken on TradingView, which gave me that bearish bias. But there was no trade setup anyway. I'm just going to see if there was a... There was no short model, was there? Yeah, again, I was targeting this 1 minute, nestled into this 5 minute. I didn't take it, so there's equal lows, and then this is the area I took the trade on. NQ. And then we just sold off. And now we're just ranging. What else did I want to cover? Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah, so either way, if this was taken or not, in my head I was saying, okay, well this buy side level was taken either way. So in my head, it's a bit of a power of 3 move we've got going on. So we've got all this accumulation, manipulation, and now we've got the distribution. That's how I was looking at it. So either way, it doesn't really matter this wasn't swiped, because I'm bearish, because we swept this buy side and this buy side, and we have all this generated sell side. But I wanted the charts to be consistent, and that's all. Nice takeoff. That was something else. What's this? Took off. Yes, I don't like the model. Yeah, I was looking for buys, I think around here actually, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, so basically I saw equal highs here, and I was like, okay, we've got equal highs. We had this 5 minute fair value gap, which just got pushed through, and we had equal highs. And in any other normal model, yes, we've swiped buy side, so we're not looking for longs anymore, but with this equal highs creation here, and with a 5 minute fair value gap here, you can still look for longs in this specific scenario. But then I was like, yo, buy side's been taken, and on TradingView it's been taken. I'm not going to look for longs, so I took off everything that was related to a long bias there. Yeah, so there's a difference on TradingView, which I'm gonna look into. If anyone knows anything, or I just need to look into it myself. Why is Topstep the broker just trying to manipulate people, or is it TradingView just being scuffed? Internal model, yeah. So that's pretty much all the trades that I made today. Well, I'll do my draw on liquidity going into tomorrow. Pretty happy with the day. Good habits, good rules. Down a very small amount. And let's just look at the news actually going into tomorrow. To 2 p.m. Okay, but nothing tomorrow, so that's fine. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday. Okay, Friday. Okay, so end of the week's gonna be a bit nutty. Oh, FRMC. 6:50 a.m. now. Okay, we're chilling on news. Right, let's look at the draw and liquidity going into tomorrow. So starting off with the daily here, doing the classic top-down analysis. So we've obviously swiped this recent buy-side level. Again, I'm still relatively bullish. No real sign that we want to go lower. We've obviously got these daily imbalances that we've got to come back to, but in terms of when, I'm not sure. But I'm not trying to predict, I'm just trying to react to what price wants to do. Okay, 4 hour time frame. Okay, so we just swipe buy side. Big push down. Rebalance, now we're pushing down even more. We have this nice liquidity point here. I'm just going to fix this and turn this into a 4 hour. A nice liquidity point here, which I expect to potentially be the draw and this 4 hour fair value gap. Obviously we have our resting buy side. More resting buy side. And yeah, so going into tomorrow, bear in mind it's only 6:30 currently, so we've got a decent amount of time left and all the overnight session. Saying that though, we still want to have an idea of what we want to see. Now, it's going to get a bit nutty because NQ looks pretty chill at this, but once we start getting ES involved, there's a crazy amount of SMTs going on right now on a higher time frame level. So I really need to be looking at that at the same time to really get an understanding of what's going on. Okay. So I'm just going to do my daily fair value gap here. We already retraced to this daily and we're now rejecting and now bouncing off, so I expect this high to potentially be the draw. So a bigger time frame, I'm bullish, which is different to how it is on NQ. See, classic now. Yeah, we have equal highs on Topstep. On TradingView, we have this got swept, so I'm just going to put slash TradingView swept this. Just so I know that it's not equal highs. Because it is equal highs for this chart, but TradingView swept it. So I also want to have them written out like that. So bouncing off the daily, we've come up, formed equal highs or swept liquidity, whatever. Either way, I'm not super bearish on this chart just yet. And potentially going into tomorrow, because what we have here is so this low here was taken out by this. We have an SMT here. But if I'm completely honest, we're at an interesting point of time where do I expect this SMT to hold to then go run buy side? Not particularly, because I like the sell-off move. We swept buy side, we come down, retraced, come down again. I like the sell side level and this 4-hour level. Are we going to come down, sweep it, and then maybe move higher? That's a possibility. But in terms of right now, I just want to wait and get more validations. I haven't got a clear draw on liquidity. I haven't got a clear bias. And I'm 100% not married to a bias. I think anything could really happen where we are at. I think if we run this, if we can run this hour imbalance, then I expect the draw to be higher. If we respect this, I expect the draw to be lower. Similarly on ES, we have an hour for value gap here. If we run this, we're going to go sweep buy side and maybe the external buy side level. If we hold it, we potentially could see lower. But look at the discorrelation in this. Making new lows on NQ, ES is just rallying. And then bang, big drop, retrace, bang, big drop, come up, drop, higher, higher, swept, drop. In my head, I'm more bearish purely because of this. In my head got swept, and now we're selling off, and now we're retracing back, and then we're going to sell off in the overnight session and potentially swipe out these levels. NQ will be the same, retrace here, come down here. But I really want to see what happens in the overnight session mixed with London. So tomorrow, I'm going to again use small size, probably max two or three contracts. But I want to be really careful. I don't want to, because we could very easily respect this SMT, push up and draw to new highs, or we could disrespect this SMT, go down and see sell side down this 4-hour imbalance, which I like. So I've got trade ideas for both directions. But yeah, that was my first. So that's how I journal. So that's just how I'm going to do these video journals. Literally just how I would journal normally. But normally, obviously, I'd take screenshots and I'd type this out. But now I kind of let my thoughts flow a bit more. And yeah, pretty happy with that. I don't think there's anything else to cover. And I will do the same thing tomorrow and let you know what trades we made. Again, I'm streaming 8 till 10 and 2 till 4 UK time. Yo, actually, that reminds me, I need to put the links in the bio. I need to do that. But yeah, peace out.